Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me today in this video. And I've been looking forward to doing videos about this game for a long time. The game in question, obviously is The Darkest Dungeon. And this game, in my opinion, is a masterpiece. It does so many things right, and definitely in my top games of all time list. It's a long list, but it's still in there. And this game, what it does, it immerses you, I think, almost. Uh, it's a difficult game. It's a roguelite in the sense that, as you'll see, you'll have some characters and they can die, and once they're dead, they're dead. And then you just have to restart with new characters, but you retain that progress. This game has a narrator in it that you'll hear in the background. Does an amazing job. And all these things put together, and I don't want to spoil too much before we get into it, but all these things put together it's such a vibe. It's such an atmospheric vibe that there are not many other games that come close to this. But what I wanted to do today is just go ahead and start with a fresh start. And we're going to go ahead and just start a fresh new campaign here. So we're going to go ahead and remove all the DLC stuff. We don't want to do any of that. We're just playing the base game. And then we have our level of difficulties here. We have Radiant, normal mode. Really, if this is your first time playing it, if you're going to be playing this game, you want to go with Radiant while you're learning. Definitely. The Darkest and Stygian are going to be way too punishing. And if you don't know the mechanics well enough, this is going to make you want to quit. But Radiant's just right. It's still difficult. Don't kid yourself. But we're just gonna go here with this difficulty, just for the simplicity of the playthrough. So now we've created our playthrough here, or our save file, and click on it, and it'll take us right into it. So I'm actually going to be skipping the cutscenes, and that's just so if anybody does want to go through it and watch the story, it doesn't get spoiled for them. Naturally, of course, if you're going to be watching this, you're probably going to see some things of the story, but we're just going to be skipping it on this playthrough. And so let's go ahead and just either hit spacebar or click. These are two things you can do to continue. And here we are. So it's going to just start off with our, small little tutorial. It shows you the map navigation. You're currently in a room. And we'll see a little bit more of that. And you can click to move forward onto another room under the map display. And this will take you to the connecting hallway. So let's see how that looks. So this is our inventory here. And then we can just hit the map. So we are in this room. If we click on this, we'll move on to the hallway. And we'll slowly make our way into the next room. So what we have to start with are two characters. It's Reynold. He is a Crusader class. And then we have Dismas. He is a highwayman. And as we progress here, we'll start to see their abilities and all the things that they can do, all their stats and such. But let's go ahead and get right into it here. We'll just click on this.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
And as you can hear the narrator there in the background, this is just telling you how you can move. You can just kind of skip that. So you move by either clicking. Oops, I accidentally went back. So if you click on the door, it'll take you. But if you click here forward, it'll move forward. If you click backwards, it'll just move backwards. You can do the same thing with A and the same thing with D. Now, as we just saw there was like a +3. And what that was is stress. So as you can see here, that is the stress meter. Stress is one of those things that can completely flip your run. Just one bad battle and it gives you stress, and it could just destroy the entire run, or it can actually save it. But we'll get more into that later on. For the time being, stress, keep that in the back of your mind. You don't want any of it, but you're gonna get it nevertheless. But there are ways to manage this. Stress goes up, characters get affected, so let's just keep moving on to our first battle.
This thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
So kill the enemy. This is a combat turn-based. So basically you go first depending on your speed. In this case, you can see this little symbol above his head, right? That is an indication that he was surprised. So we ambushed him, even though that's not something that we normally do. Like we wouldn't actually do that. It's just something that happens when you run into the enemies. These ambushes determined by the light. So the light in this game is the theme, right? Darkest dungeon, the light is what saves you. We have radiant light. As you can see, there's a number right next to it. It's 86, so it goes from 0 to 100. The more light you have, as you can see the benefits there, you have more dodging, more scouting, and more monster surprise. So we have +4 to monster surprise. As you can see, we surprised them. Scouting we'll go into a little bit more later, but for the time being, let's go ahead and start the battle. So first person to go is the Dismas. As you can see, this indicates that this is the first person's gonna go, and his speed is 7, as you can see here and down the stats. And the speed is what's going to determine in most times that who's going to go first. So these are the abilities for Dismas. We have Open Vein. It's a melee attack, and you can see all the things right under it that essentially come with that ability. It's called Open Vein. The biggest thing with this is it's going to do damage, but it also can cause bleed. It's 100% base bleed, and it's basically 2 points of bleed for 3 rounds. RDS is rounds. It also debuffs the target and gives them -20% bleed resist and -1 speed, so that works out in our favor. Let's go ahead and open his veins. Okay, 4 damage. Now it's Reynald's turn. Is our Crusader. But if we look over here, you can see that little blood drop there in the enemy, and that tells us 2 damage per round for 3 rounds, and that's going to be in bleed. And then the debuff that we were talking about, -20% bleed resist for 3 rounds and -1 speed for 3 rounds. Alright, so now the Crusader has different abilities as well. Alright, this one is Bulwark of Faith. It adds to the torch and then marks mark target, so it kind of basically marks a target. Stunning Blow can cause stun, so this is nice if you want to make sure that they skip a turn. But as you can see, the stun resistance down there for this character is 25%, and so there's a 25% chance that he won't be stunned. Then we have Zealous Accusation, and as you can see, there are little dots under. There are yellow dots and then there's red dots. The yellow dots indicate the position. So Reynald in the first 2 positions, right, there's going to be 2 more characters here later on, but in the first 2 positions he can use this attack, and the red dots show you which of the enemies are involved or are going to be affected by this attack. In this case, Zealous Accusation has 2 dots joined by 1. That means that those first 2 positions are going to get hit. If we look at the one Smite, there's just, you can be in the 1st or 2nd position and you can hit the 1st or 2nd position enemy. In this case, since there's only 1, or actually we'll go with the Stunning Blow. I want to see if we can get a stun off on him and skip his turn. And he dodges it. Great. So let's see what he does. Alright, and we dodged as well. Great. So now you can see these little yellow things next to the character. That is what indicates that it's who has turns remaining. Since we're in Dismas, he doesn't have his anymore, but this is his turn. His other attack is Grape Shot. Blast, excuse me. So he can be in the 2nd or 3rd position and use this attack, and it's going to hit the first 3 positions here. It's a very nice attack for when you just want to spread out some damage. But alrighty, so let's go ahead and
press this advantage.
Kill him.
Give them no quarter.
Very good. So loot. Each item, if you take it, will occupy space in your inventory. Mouse over each items to show details about them. This works in your inventory as well. So every time you kill somebody, run into specific scenarios, which we'll go into later. You're gonna get loot, and you can just take all or pick whatever you want that ends up being here. In this case, we're just gonna take it all. And we've come across a tent here. So this is what's called a curio. Interactive objects, curios, there it is. So while exploring, you will often find interactive objects, or so you can click or hit W to investigate them to take a look at this tent. So there are different areas in the game, and they all have different curios. But basically, if you click on it, this is called a traveler's tent. Someone has camped here recently. So you have an option to check inside the tent, ignore it, or drag an item here to use it on this object. Some things you'll be able to just check them and you'll get whatever it is. Some things you'll have to use an item to get a desired effect. And some things are just negative, so you just want to skip them altogether. In this case, the traveler's tent, we can check it, but there is a chance that something could go wrong here. So says someone has left valuables. There we go, we get some gold.
Low on supplies.
And we just keep moving along here into the next room.
There is much to be found in forgotten places.
Very good. Alrighty.
Bush, send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Oh, that narrator. Always doing his thing. Alrighty, so in this case we have Mr. Big Boy here, and then we have Brigand Fusilier. Usually the position indicates a lot. People generally in the front are going to be tanks, you know, high damage, high defense, or either or. And then people in the back are going to be more of the stress causers. They're going to cause stress, healers, you know, just effects basically. But we go first because they are surprised. And so we have Ab6 now to pistol shot. And you can see it has a damage modifier and a crit modifier, which just means that it does a little bit less damage, but it does have a crit modifier, 7.5% extra chance to crit. And then if somebody is marked, it does 25% more damage. So in this case, since there's two enemies, we're gonna go with grape shot. No, I think we're just gonna go with open vein to try to get this bleed going on this guy. Very good. Nice bleed. All right, let's see if we can stun him. He has a 50% chance to stun. Let's just go here because that's a very high chance to resist the stun. Let's just put damage output here. Okay, he did some damage to us. Flame blink shot pushes them back. So as you can see, he got pushed back by his ability. There are some abilities that will push enemies back, pull them forward, and some abilities, excuse me, that will actually move yourself within the team. But right now, we're just gonna use this one more time. Hey, we got hit. Not by much. Alright, so it's his turn now, but with dismiss, I hit him with the bleed again. And as you can see now, it's 4 damage per round for 3 rounds. So that bleed that I applied once again on him actually stacks. I think there's a limit to how much it can stack, but it has now stacked, so it's going to be doing 12 damage now instead of just 6 over 3 rounds. But let's go ahead and can we do this? So normally with this I would be able to hit the first 2, but if you can see, his bar is much bigger. He takes up a bigger space because he's taking up the first 2 spots. So no matter what, if I use a single target or a dual target, I'm gonna do the same thing. But we're gonna do this one because it has single target.
Champion falls.
So corpses. When most monsters die, they leave corpses. Corpses act as temporary obstacles and will eventually go away on their own. You can attack corpses to destroy them faster, but often a better approach is to use range skills, push, pull skills, and even corpse clearing special skills that some heroes possess. Monsters killed with bleed, blight, or crits leave no corpses at all. So in this case, we killed this guy, he died, and now he leaves a corpse. You can choose to kill the corpse, wait it out, it'll go away on its own. The status effect that it had is retained, so he's just going to continue to take damage here. We can see it's 15. It's not going to do anything. However, when you have an enemy in the back like this, you do want to clear the corpse because you want to be able to start causing damage to this person. So with this miss right now, I can't get to him, but... Oh, nice, a crit. I can do that, get rid of the corpse. As you saw there, Dismiss crit him for a 13, which is very, very nice. You always want to see that. Now, as we remove that corpse, the Brigand Fusilier ended up moving to the front. So now we can go ahead and start to whittle him down. Let's go.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Alrighty, there we go. So victory, and we found citrine, yellow like fading hope, which is a value of 250 gold. These are just gems. A deed, you'll see what that's for later. Gold, more gold, perfect, and food. Completing a quest. After you completed the requirements of a quest, you have the option to return to town at any time. Just click the crest, and you don't need to return to the starting room of the dungeon to exit. So once we're done, we can just click here. But you also have an option to continue adventuring. So let's say we were in a map and the map was bigger and we're still other rooms and maybe we have enough supplies and everything is going swell, you can continue adventuring. But in this case, there's nothing else. We're gonna return. Alright, so this is now basically the loot tab, I guess. This is like a summary of everything that happens. We can just hit next here. And +2 resolve, +2 resolve. That just means that they're going up in level. So resolve is the XP. And then the level is marked by apprentice level 1. So they're both level 1 so far. And indicates the stressors there as well. Now Reynold has this here. These are quirks. Let's click on it so we can see what this does. So we got a quirk. Pyromania. Experiences religious visions and delusions. So this quirk is highlighted in red. It is in red letters. This means it is a negative quirk. And so he is going to have, well, we'll see in the battles how he's going to react and the things he's going to say. And basically a quirk is like an attribute that is embedded into a hero. And so you have a chance of getting a positive quirk or a negative quirk. And then later on we'll see quirks. There's a whole mechanic around them. But Dismas didn't get anything. So let's return to town.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Very good. Alrighty, so we're back to the hamlet here. And this just kind of shows you basically goals that you have. So successfully complete your first foray into the ruins, you know, things of that nature. But there's a lot of goals here, and then a lot of things you can do. And then over here it tells you week 1. Ruins. The ruins has been unlocked. Dismas is now apprentice. Reynold is now apprentice. So every single time that you dwell into a dungeon, a week time frame goes by. By the time you come back, a week has gone by. So we'll see why that's important. Alrighty, so we're in the hamlet now. Get help where you may. What is this? Okay, that's just letting you know that you can just click for help whenever you're in the screen. So there's a lot of buildings here in the hamlet. And so we're gonna go all through this real quick. But I'd like to start here at the stagecoach. So as you can see, it says stagecoach, recruit new heroes. Click on it.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
I will always make time for the narrator. Alrighty, so the stagecoach is your hero lifeblood. You'll need to recruit all of these heroes to fill out a party of 4. So you can drag and drop them into your roster. So roster is this, 2 out of 9, and they'll all be here. Now, the stagecoach will have new heroes available for you every week. You can upgrade the stagecoach like every other building if you go over here. And you can see all the upgrades that you can do. For example, Stagecoach Network increases the number of recruits available for hire. So it just means there's more recruits available there. We can keep going and up with the upgrades. Hero Barracks increases the size of the hero roster. So right now we can get up to 9 heroes in our roster. But upgrading this would essentially give us access to have more heroes in spare. And then we'll find out later on why that's important as well, to have more than just 4 heroes. And then experienced recruits provides a chance of higher level recruits appearing in the stagecoach. So right now, when you first get a hero, they are level 0. You have to go out and use them in a dungeon to level them up. Just the way that we did with Reynold and Dismiss. So let's get out of this. Actually, could I upgrade it? I think I will, because this is so important. So since we're going to do it, let's go over it real quick. We have these things down here. These are busts, portraits, deeds, and crests. These are heirlooms that you can use to go ahead and upgrade all the buildings. As you can see, the number next to the symbol here. So in order to upgrade this, I need 3 deeds and 4 crests. So let's go ahead and do that. And essentially, this is going to start the next round. So it's not going to happen now. So we're going to go off to a dungeon, and then when we come back, then they'll have 3 rosters. But let's go ahead and get out of here. Oh, actually, no, we have to recruit. So we're going to take this one, Cumin. He is the Plague Doctor. Very iconic character.
What better
And we'll see their
laboratory
skills.
than the blood-soaked battlefield?
We'll see his skills shortly here. And then we have the Seeker Vestal. So the Vestal is a healer.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
There we go. It's asking us to upgrade it, but we already did that. Oops. All right, let's get out of here. Now, let's go through the buildings, and then I'll go through the characters here, because all this stuff is important. So embark. There isn't much more you can do in the town right now. It's time to embark on a quest. Right. Yeah, there isn't much we can do at this time, but I can still go through and show you guys. Oh, it's not letting me. Okay. So we have to slowly unlock these things then. We'll get through it. Graveyard,
Most
though.
will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
So the graveyard. This really is just more for cosmetic. And when these heroes die, eventually some of them will, they will all come to the graveyard, and it'll have their name, and then it'll say the reason why they died. So, you know, I don't want to do any spoilers here, but there's going to be different reasons why a hero can die, and it's not just monsters. So leave it at that. And we have Ancestors' Memoirs.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
And in here, it's just basically kind of like the story, right? You can follow the story along, and these things will start to unlock as you progress. And then finally, of course, the Nomad Wagon, shop for rare items. This wagon,
Trinkets and charms, gathered from all the forgotten corners of the earth.
does that. So she brings you items every week for you to buy. And these items are very useful. And then, of course, upgraded available. So increase the number of available trinkets at the Nomad Wagon. And then reduce the cost of the trinkets. So we're going to do increase the number of trinkets.
An increasing stockpile of curious trinkets, gathered from forbidden places.
This isn't as important in the beginning, but honestly, since I already have them here, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. because every once in a while a very nice item will come along, and it's RNG based. It's not, it's random what she brings. So if you have like a really good item come along, you want to make sure you can like capitalize on it and get it. So, but if we look at the item here, you know, sharpening sheath here, it says highwayman only. So there's class specific items, and then there are just, you know, items that anybody can equip. They're just uncommon. The rarity level comes uncommon, common, rare, and so on. So basically this one, anybody can use this. Anyways, so let's look at our new heroes. Plague Doctor. So Plague Doctor, when you get these heroes, they come already with some quirks, and they come with random abilities unlocked. So you just gotta hope that some of these abilities are ones you're gonna be able to use in positions. And then we have camping skills here, but we won't worry about this for right now. And then all the resistances, any potential diseases. Down here, if you see the figure here, if you click on the palette here, you can switch the color. So if you have more than one, which you will be able to do, you can just switch the color on here. So we'll go with red and green. But let's look at these quirks. So zoophobia. So plus 20 stress versus beasts. So there are certain monsters in different levels that are considered beasts. There are other ones called unholy and so on. But if she's going against a beast, she's going to get more stress. Egomania, obsessed with self-worship. You'll see how that comes about. Ruins tactician, plus 15% damage in ruins. So if you go towards the ruins, you're doing more damage. And Beast Slayer, 10 plus accuracy versus beast, 5 plus critical chance versus beast. Critical, excuse me. So this kind of goes antithetical to the zoophobia, but whatever. But one of our most important characters is the Vestal, the healer. So let's look at her abilities real quick here. So we have Divine Grace, heals 4 to 5. So you can pick a character to heal 4 to 5. As you can see, she can only use these skills in the 3rd position or the 4th position. So there's going to be a specific reason why the formation matters, and why breaking that formation, enemies that can break that formation or being ambushed can break a formation, can be very dooming for a run. And she also has Divine Comfort, heals the entire party for either 1, 2, or 3, or 1 to 3. Illumination. This bypasses stealth. Stealth is something that will come on, and then increases torch. Torch 5/5. Then we have Hand of Light here, just some other attacks. But specifically here, Gambler. So it says in town will only gamble. So as stress goes up in our characters, the only way that's going to go down is by either putting them in the facilities within your town, within the hamlet here. These are the things that we're going to unlock as we go along. And there are other abilities that can lower stress, but we'll go into that later, of course. It's just a lot of information, but we're just taking it as it goes. And then Resilient, plus 10% stress healed received. So if she goes to a facility, or if there's an ability that one of your characters has to heal, she's going to get more heal for stress. We'll make her red. Very good already. So let's go ahead and embark and just get into it.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Very good. Quest and parties. This is where you select a quest and form an adventuring party of 4 heroes to embark on. As you can see here, we have the Ruins, Darkest Dungeon, the Warrens, Cove, and Weald. As we move forward, these things will start to get unlocked. But if we just click on this right now, so it's highlighted with the blood, and we look over here to our left, basically it tells you the information about this adventure. So basically it is a short adventure, and the requirement level is apprentice level 1. So you can actually be level 0, level 1, and as a grace you can be in level 2. But the moment that it goes past level 2, you will not be able to use a character that's level 2 in a level 1 area. And we'll see how that progresses. And then our goal for this particular dungeon is to explore 90% of rooms. So right now that we're going into a normal dungeon, it's not a tutorial dungeon, we're going to see plenty of rooms as they populate, and we need to explore 90% of those rooms in order to be able to leave. And then of course the rewards for just completing it are 3,000 gold, 4 crests, so these things down here, and an item, disease charm, common, so 20% plus disease resist, but it does give you negative to dodge. Very good. Alrighty, so our party, let's go ahead and assemble. As you can see, we have Reynold and Dismiss here, but let's put Cumin here. Let's put her here. So Vesta, always put her in the back so that way she doesn't take a lot of heavy damage from the front line, and also because most of her useful abilities are going to be in the 3rd position and backwards. And as you unlock more of these and you kind of start to pick other ones, it'll tell you the preferred position. So right now it's the preferred positions are the 3rd and 2nd because we have these two, but these two aren't really some of the ones that we're going to be taking later on. When we unlock stuff, we'll get the other ones, but that's fine right now. For him, position 3 is the highest, and that's due to his abilities, as we'll see. And then these two are normal, the first two. Very good. Alrighty, so I think that we are good to go. Let's go on to our provisions.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
Alrighty, provisions for the journey. You'll want to take different supplies depending on what region you're going to and how long the quest is, and your own preferences. But always bring some food and torches. For the first short quest, try bringing at least 8 food and 4 torches. Alrighty, so every time you go into a dungeon, you'll get some things for free, courtesy of the hamlet. But you'll want to get provisions, so you're gonna want to get food. This basically restores health, but as you go along with into the dungeon, there are going to be health checks, procs, where or food checks, excuse me, where your party has to eat, and if you don't have any food available, their stress is going to go up. So we want to go ahead and buy it. So let's do one at a time, or if you press shift, you can just buy a full stack, right? And it'll tell you what the full stack is. I'm going to take the full stack this time. Usually you don't really need as much for a short one, but in this game, the more prepared you are, the easier the time is going to be. And even then, it can still go sideways. But anyways, so yes, so it all costs gold, so bear that in mind. However, anything that you don't use and you come back from, you tend to get that money back. So we'll take a stack of torches. We're going to take 2 shovels. In a short dungeon, usually 1 is fine, but RNG is a massive biatch, so we don't want to get caught without a shovel. Basically, this is used to clear obstacles and break into things. Clear obstacles is the key usage here. If you find yourself without a shovel and there's an obstacle in front of you and your characters are forced to dig without a shovel, they're going to be displeased, and it's going to cause more stress. Alrighty, and then so the rest of the provisions here, as the person said here, as the tutorial said, basically depend on the region. So in the Weald, there are certain things that you can take, and there are certain curios that will use certain items. Usually the first 2 items that you get are very key tells, right? So unholy water, this anti-venom, and then there are other items that you can take as well. We're going to take 1 key, 2 keys. You'll see what those are used for. And then what else can we take here? We're going to take 1 more of the holy water for this one. There is a wiki for this where you can see which curios are best for which area. I know because I've played this game so much, and still I forget some of them, but as time goes on, you'll learn it more. All right, so we're into the first dungeon. Let's go ahead and click our map. All right, so we have to explore 90% of the rooms here. So what we're gonna do is just gonna find like a path, right? We're just gonna keep going until we get here, and then we'll reassess. So let's get going here and move into the first room. All right. Let's see what happens here. All right, so we're running into a torch here. You salvage the unburned torch here. And so we're good on light. And it went down. Right click on the torch. It'll make it go back up. All right, first battle. And they surprised us, even with 95 torch. So immediately right now, you can already see how the RNG can just kick you right in the you know what. So we have 95 plus torch and a plus monster surprise, and they ambushed us. We were surprised, and what happens when you're surprised is that your party gets scrambled. And this is where things can go wrong and a lot of damage can happen. So as an example here, Dismiss and Reynold are best if they work here, and these two are best if they work here in this area. But now everything's been flipped. Luckily we have one here that we can use, Incision, and this is basically a bleed. So let's go ahead and get this guy, and we miss. RNG continues. Luckily for him, we can still use this. However, I'm not going to do that. I am going to move her back, and then we're going to do this so we can start to move him. But look, he can't do anything. Even though I'm trying to move him back into position, he can't do anything. So we just have to pass our turn, and I guess we can just switch him with him, because if we pass our turn, he's just gonna get stressed. So let's not do that. All right, let's try again. All right, this time we got him. And if you look at his bleed resist, it's 200%. Down there it shows you. So these are skeletons. They can't bleed, so that's the reason why. All right, Dismiss. So luckily Dismiss has some skills that we can be used. We're gonna use the grape shot blast because we're gonna want to damage him, and it's probably gonna kill him as long as it hits. So of course RNG continues. Very good. So stun, we're in a position now where we can attack, so let's do this. Did it stun him? It stunned him. Awesome. So what this means is that when it becomes his turn, it's gonna skip it because he's stunned. He can't do anything. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use Divine Grace to heal 4 to 5 points of health, and we're gonna use it on him because he's taking damage. Or actually we can just do this because he hasn't taken that much damage, but they both have. And we get everybody a heal. Boom.
Exposed to a
Oh
killing
man.
blow.
Oh man. This is not a good start, but it could be worse. So as you can see there, he crit on him, did a bunch of damage, and then everyone else gained stress. When an enemy crits and hits you, it causes stress. When you crit an enemy, it lowers stress, and there's a potential for your other characters to lower their stress as well. So let's see. There we go. You see? Now that wasn't a crit, but I killed 2 at the same time, and you know, he just healed some stress. So that's good. That's what we like. We got 600 gold. Let's go over here. Default party order. So everybody has been messed around and moved around, but if we do this, it's gonna move everybody to their original positions that you started with. So if you ever get moved, make sure to do that. So unlocked strum box. The name of these things are key things that'll let you know. So it's unlocked, so that means you do not need a key. And so let's open it. We got a shovel. And ooh, sapphires, 1,000 gold. Nice. Shovel is nice. We already have 3, but whatever. Scouting, nice. Alrighty, so that is scouting. So scouting, what it is that there is a chance for your party as a collective to scout ahead, right? It happens random. There's ways to increase it, as we'll see later. But the benefit of it is that it kind of tells you which rooms are treasures with battles or curios. And then it tells you here curio locations, battle locations, obstacles, and so on, right? As the game progresses, you'll see other things that come up. But the biggest benefit is where there are going to be traps sometimes where you're going to be able to know ahead of time. And then also the battles. When you know there's a battle coming, that gives you the leg up to go ahead and be able to ambush. So let's get moving here and then we'll see how we're going to ambush them. Boom, look at
Even
this.
the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Rubble. So right here, we got shovel. If we just click here, right? Left mouse click, it'll use it and it'll just get everything out of the way. If we did not have a shovel, they would all take a bunch of stress damage. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Move on. 77 light, and we're gonna ambush them, right? So we didn't ambush them this time, but there's a possibility that when you know that location because of the map, you can ambush them. But alrighty, so Plague Doctor's going first. Apparently he has the highest speeds with just 7. But let's kind of look at his skills here. So we have this Orienting Blast. It has a base accuracy base of 95, damage modifier of negative 100%. So it shuffles a single target and can stun. So enemy party also clears all corpses. Then we have Incision. We know that one. We used it before. It can cause bleed. Plague Grenade. And can cause Blight, which damages 4 points per round for 3 rounds. And then we have Noxious Blast. Causes Blight and increased crit modifier. In this case, we're just going to hit Plague Grenade here. See if we can blight her. This one right here, you want to get rid of her ASAP. Every area within dungeons has a monster that can cause stress from a skill, not just from doing damage, not just from critting, but from a skill. So her skill is going to lower our light and cause stress damage. So we're trying to get rid of her ASAP. So we got 1 damage, but we did blight, so she's going to take 12 points of damage in the next 3 rounds. But we don't want to wait for those 3, so we're going to do this, and she dodges. Nice. Luckily we dodged as well. Stressful Incantation. Boom, there it is. Lowered the light. Gave me a bunch of stress, and that is not good. Let's try to stun him, because he's the last one that has a move going. So if we hit him with a stun, and he only has a 10% chance to block a stun, so there's a very high chance, there's a 90% chance that he will be stunned with this.
Executed with
Or
impunity.
executed with a crit. As you can see there, there was a positive light there of reduced stress. Alright, so in this case, Vestal, we don't have any of the other skills that we would normally use back here. So we'll just act as a healer here. The only one that's been hit really hard so far is him. So
A momentary abatement.
we're going to start healing him up. And then can I get her? Yes, I can. Should also cause a bleed. Yes. Alright. So now she has not only blight, but also bleed. So that means instead of 4 damage or 2 damage, she's going to take 6 damage per round with this. And so that means that she is dead. Next turn that she goes, these are going to proc, and she's going to die. So let's go ahead and heal Mr. Reynald again. And then Incision here.
Back to
Ooh,
the
nice. Nice, nice. Very nice. That's what you want to see.
inches.
So let's take all of this. And then Plague Doctor, he's already getting up there with the stress. Once we get up to the 100 mark, special things start to happen. And we'll see what those things are. But for right now, let's up our light and keep on moving. So this is an empty room coming up ahead. Nothing to do here. So now we have a choice. We can go towards the curio here, or we can go to the battle room with treasure. I pick treasure. As you can see, as we progress, the lower our lights get, it shows stress. So every time that you move, the game progresses. See? And I moved and she got 7 stress. That's not good. That you don't want that. So you can just left click that, or left click on the or right click on the torch. But if you keep it up above, I believe it's 75, it will not cause stress. Go here, pack. We got a key and gold.
Trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Paid for in blood. Alrighty, so let's hit this 98, and then let's get into the battle here. They don't know it, but we know that there's going to be a battle here, so there's a chance we can ambush them. Hopefully we do. And we don't. But that's fine. So let's go ahead and start with play grenade. I want to start to bring her down. Okay, damage me and cause bleed. Dodge, perfect. All right, so when your characters get bleed, you can either wait it out, or you can use bandages. In this case, we don't have any, but if you use bandages, it'll get rid of the bleed. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see here. Let's try to do incision on him to see if we can get like a crit or kill him, because he's the only one that has a turn remaining here. Almost. All right, whatever. So we're gonna heal. Dang, this is why I wanted to kill him. He does all that damage now. And then, can we stun? What's his stun chance? 25% resist? I think we can stun him. Yes. Perfect. So he has officially been stunned. Man. 18 points. Let's try to do this. See if we can knock out 2 of them back here with this grape shot. Oh, of course. It's the RNG for you there. All right, so what can we do? Incision. I want to see if I can kill him before he gets his turn here. And we did. Perfect. All right, we're gonna heal. We're gonna heal him full. He took a lot of damage there. And then let's just... Man, I thought he was gonna do more damage than that. Let's see if we can stun her. Of course.
Great is the weapon that
but
cuts on
she died from blight. Let's do a party heal. 3 each. Nice. And then we'll do incision here. Should take care of...
Press this
there we go.
Give them no quarter.
Perfect. Alrighty, so now we have a heirloom chest. So as you can see, there's a keyhole here, and now you could open it and get some normal heirlooms. However, if you put in a key here, the key unlocks a hidden compartment pretty quick.
Are often low on supplies.
It's a pretty quick message. However, yeah, you get extra loot when you do it that way. And what you'll notice is that moving forward, whenever you use an item on a curio or on a particular chest, it will start to change the symbol there from a question mark to what you'll get. So that way it helps you along. Perfect. Here we are, another scouting. I love it. And we have a trap here, so we know we're going to be able to see that. Let's move along. All right, so get close to the trap. As you get close to the trap, you're gonna notice that there are these purple signs that come up on each character here. If you hover over it, tells you trap disarm 60% chance, trap disarm 90, trap disarm 60, trap disarm 50. Here's the thing, if you disarm it successfully with a character, they're gonna lower their stress. I'm gonna take the chance and lower the stress of the plague doctor Well, 60% chance. So there's a 40% chance he's gonna get hit and probably bleed and probably get a bunch of stress. But if he successfully disarms it, it's gonna be very beneficial. So right now we're sitting at 40 stress. So let's see what happens. Disarmed, perfect. -8 stress. So it's a free stress heal just for nothing, basically. All right, let's go here. Oh, most scouting, perfect. So there it is. So all the rooms have been revealed. If I go to the right here, there's a curio, and then there is an empty room. And then if I go down, there is a trap, and it leads us to the other one. We need to explore 90% of the rooms. And so in this case, I think I'm going to go here because I want to get this trap and see if I can just disarm again. Oh, now it tells me, not before. All right, well, you guys know. So both of her and her, they're both females. They are stressed up, but he has a higher chance, 10% higher chance of doing it. So let's hope and pray he doesn't get trapped.
Mechanical hazards possessed by evil intent.
And he got a bunch more stress than we healed last time, so that's why you always want to be careful with that. But so be it. We made our decision. Now we will lie in it. All right. Let's go here for a battle. Hopefully we can ambush. Yes. For a surprise. All right, so let's start out with a little nice grenade here. Light, perfect. We're gonna do a no, we're gonna heal him because he took a lot of damage. Her, whatever. Do grape shot here. Gonna try to stun one of them. Perfect. And this guy, he's gonna do a lot of damage. And he's ranged, he can hit anybody. A critical hit of 12. This guy takes one more hit, he's done for. So yeah, fun times here. The plague doctor is not having a fun time, actually. He's has a bunch of stress, he's getting killed, but let's see if we can knock him out.
Continue.
Dodged it.
Destroy them all.
Right, so let's try to do this. See if it stunned him. Perfect. Now we're gonna definitely heal the plague doctor.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
And then we're gonna
Another
do that.
abomination cleansed from our lands.
And that. Ooh, nice crit. Yes. 6 healed for stress. Alrighty.
A
So
trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
thank you, narrator, for your amazing input, like always. Holy fountain, an ornate fountain of holy support. Now, we won't know this doing the first play around, but if we use the holy water on this, it is going to heal us with stress. So in this case, they both are high stress, but plague doctor is really high stress, so we're gonna go ahead and use it here and watch. Divine benefit, 20 stress. Oh, and it heals too, I forgot. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so we healed a bunch of stress and big chunk of health there. So curios, right, if you're prepared with the correct items, they can change your run up. So beware. All right, let's go back here so we can continue. And we should be able to leave once we get to this room. But oh, look, our hunger check, finally. So hunger, the exertion of adventuring have produced a growing hunger amongst the party. So eat 4 food, regain 5% health. So 1 per. Boom, there it is. And that's all really you need, right? So we're gonna light it up again. And then let's go here. A normal pack. Contains loot. Yours for the taking. I'll be keeping this for myself. Reward and hard. Excellent. So we didn't get that treasure. Got it. He stole it. That's because of his negative quirk. Prone to stealing items. Kleptomaniac. So you gain these quirks as you go along. This can be a pain in the arse because maybe you're looking for items or you get items that you really need, and then this can trigger at any point and then they'll just take it, and then that's it. You have no way of getting it. So yes, this game can be very punishing if you don't know the mechanics and you don't know why that could be happening. All right, perfect. So quest complete. We can either return to Hamlet again or continue adventuring. So in this case, because we have high stress and we're just starting off, I'm not really going to exert it. I could push to, you know, the treasure room, but there's no real need for it right now. So we'll just return to Hamlet. All right, so let's see here. And all the food that we didn't use is being sold back essentially. And all the things that we didn't use is sold back. So you can never really go wrong with taking too many supplies. We got 2 heirlooms. That's kind of crap. We should have got more, but whatever. And then we get our quest rewards here. All right, so now everybody got hit with a quirk this time around. So let's look at Reynold. Backtracker, no stress penalty when walking backwards. Oh, I forgot about that. So whenever you do back backwards, there are stress penalties. Faithless, will not pray or flagellate for stress relief. So with this in mind, if you want to reduce the stress by using the facilities in the Hamlet, he will not go to the church to pray or flagellate. Plague Doctor, what do we get? Clumsy, minus 5% dodge. That's not good. Unyielding, 10+% death blow resist. Death blow, we'll see that later on. But essentially what happens is when your character gets to 0 health, they get to what's called, I forget what it's called, but it's basically a death's door. Yeah, that's what it's called, death's door. And so they are more resist to dying if you have this, right? So death blow. Backtracker again, no. All right, whatever. So these are kind of like non-beneficial really, because very little times you're going to be backtracking, but you know, it's better to have this than a negative one. So let's return to town.
The tents are pitched, banners fly, and the corpse wagons stand at the ready. The circus has come to town.
Severe negative quirks. Over time, some negative quirks will lock into place and become severe. Severe negative quirks cost much more to remove in the sanatorium. So yes, as I said previously, I won't worry about the Butcher Circus, that's just some DLC stuff. But as I said previously, these quirks can be removed, they can be locked in. But right now, they are just normal quirks. When you see there's going to be like a red skull that pops up next to them over time, and they're going to lock in, and at that point, it's going to cost a heck of a lot more to remove it. But for the time being, we'll just leave it be. We just started. But alrighty, so the Butcher Circus, we just are not going to do that. Tavern.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
Stress relief. Basically, you have 3 things you can do. Drink your cares away, the thrill of winning, pleasures of the flesh, brothel, gambling, bar. As you upgrade the bar, improves the bar facilities, increases stress recovery, improves the gambling facilities, increases stress recovery, and increases stress recovery. These are important because this is one of the main ways you're going to be able to reduce stress. So for example, right now, these 2 are very, very high stress. So it's a very high possibility that they're going to reach 100 in the next dungeon that we do. So you don't really want to take that chance unless you know a little bit more about the game. So what you'll do is, let's say we want to work on his stress. You can put him here, you can put him here or here, and it costs that amount of money. Generally, if it costs more, it probably reduces it more. But before we do that, the thing is that if I do this, right, and I hit confirm treatment, he will be locked down for the next week. So until we come back from our next dungeon, he will not be available for use again. So we want to make sure that our stagecoach has other heroes that we can use for the time being. So as you can see here, we have this hero. He's the Hound Master. So he uses the Hound. Then we have here the Bounty Hunter. And then we have another Vestal. And I'm actually going to take the Vestal.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
And I'm going to be taking... which one should I take here? I'm going to take the Hound Master.
A lawman and his faithful beast. A bond.
And I'm going to
forged by
upgrade
battle
this
and bloodshed.
again. Wait, no, should I? Should I not? Let me not do that. Let's do this. Let's put human here. And then the Abbey.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The Abbey calls to the faithful.
So here, similarly to the bar, you're going to be able to do the cloister, peace through meditation, transept, pray to a higher power, and penance halls. Flagellation brings absolution. The crap of it is that sometimes Mr. Caretaker will be using it. So he can't use it while we're away, you know, the week that we're away. No, he has to use it while we're here. So you gotta have to work around that. But who was it that can... God-fearing will only pray for stress relief. So in this particular situation, if you try to put him in, like, let's say the penance hall here, he'll say, let me commune with the holy light. He only wants to be able to pray because of his quirk, but we don't really need to heal his stress anyways. But what we are going to do is heal her. Why is she not able to? Oh, that's why. She has that negative quirk of only gambling. So we got to go to the tavern, put her in gambling in order to get rid of that. When we come back next week from the dungeon, essentially, their stress will be significantly lower. It won't lower it all the way, especially now in the beginning when it's still early levels. But what we can do is we can start upgrading these. So we'll do this and we'll do that.
Maybe they can be inured against the horrors below.
And then for the time being, yeah, that's all we have access to. So let's look at not this.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Nomad Wagon. So let's look at the items here. We have Quick Draw Charm, rare, 8+ speed on first round, plus 12 critical on first round, 3- speed after first round. So the most of the things that you have, like the items that you're going to be able to get, are going to have positive things and then negative things. They're not that many that have just positive. But in this situation, like let's say you had a full team with quick draw and they all have plus crit and speed, your entire team is going to go first and they're going to have a higher chance to crit. So that would be nice. Sniper's ring, rare, plus accuracy if in position 4. -2 speed, plus 4% critical if in position 4. So less speed, but if you're in the back row, you get benefits. Book of Relaxation, -10% stress, plus 4 accuracy, but 4 dodge, -4 dodge. And then Solar Bracer. This is an uncommon item as well. These are rare, and which you can tell they're blue. These are green, they're uncommon, and then the common will be gray. But if this is kind of a torch related item. So if torch above 75, you get +4 crit, +5 dodge. But if torch below 50, you get -5 crit. And if torch below 51, I'm not sure what the deal is, 50 and 51 there, but you get -6 dodge. Which isn't hard to do, by the way, to keep the torch high. So this one, if you plan on already having a high torch, then, you know, doesn't matter much. So here we are, And as you can see, we got a 1 here. So clear the path to the boss. Progress is 0. So what we have to do is progress along and clear many of them before the boss becomes available. So we kind of have to go through all these. Now, when you start to click on these, you'll see that things change here on the left hand side. So you have different rewards, but specifically this one is a medium. So you'll see 1 campfire, which means 1 camp. You're gonna have a rest stop, and then it is a medium level, so it just means it's longer and you're gonna have a rest stop. Level 1, so these will be able to be used, and 100% of room battles. Now you get highwayman plus dodge plus 1 speed, and then negative 10% or negative 10 accuracy and range skills. So this is good if you're going to be using highwayman for his melee skills. And then for this one, the witch's vial, plague doctor only, plus 15% stunned skill chance. So this is a good one. It only has 1 benefit, but is only a benefit, no negatives. Hellion, it's another class we haven't been introduced to yet, but this is a bleeding pendant, plus 15% chance, bleed skill chance, excuse me. And then again with the witch vial. So I'm not going to do the medium yet, because the team that we have, even though Reynold and Dismas are good, the other 2 are level 0, and you know, I don't have any of the stress heal that I want, as we'll see later on with my favorite class in the game, and you guys will see that soon. So I'm going to just take a short one. It doesn't hurt you in any way. There's no time limit in this game. So if we go back, where does it show? It shows here somewhere. I forget where it is. It tells you like the weeks that you've had. It'll tell you which week you're in. But in this game mode, the one that we're in, it doesn't have a time limit. You could literally be here for 200 weeks and still not be in the final boss. It doesn't matter. So you don't want to rush it. It's not necessary. So we'll do this. Now, let's look at his abilities before we do that. Because we have to make sure that our positions are good, right? So Hound Rush, gonna use basically it causes bleed with our Hound. Target Whistle marks a target and debuffs them for negative 20 protection. Guard Dog, guard ally, buff self plus 10 dodge. Nice. And then Blackjack. So this is just his melee attack. In this situation, I'm gonna put Dismas here because Dismas can still use all his abilities from this 3rd position, but he can't use all his abilities from that 3rd position. So the 2nd position is going to work out best because he's going to be able to use this ability. Her, she's fine. Honestly, I don't care about these 2. My priority with the Vestal is always going to be healing. And then Reynold will stay there. So very good, very good. Alrighty, so let's get on to our provisions. We're again going to the Weald. Dog treats, this is because we have the Houndmaster. Greatly increases the Hound's vigor for a short time. So if you know you're getting to that final battle, or if you want to just knock out a couple battles and have extra vigor, and you'll see what it is once you use it, you could do that. So let's take a stack of torches, 2 shovels, stack of food, and then definitely gonna take that. And then let's see what else. I would say bandages, but not really. We don't really need bandages. We'll take an anti-venom. There's an item there that can be used with that. And then a key. All right, I think that's good. Let's get going.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
The hero panel. Right click on the... Oh man, all these things are stuff that we've already done. So, you know, the game teaches you slowly. I guess I got a little ahead of it, but no worries. So let's click on here. And so what was our goal again? Explore 90% of rooms. So what we're going to do is With these, you know that it's probably going to be most of the rooms you have to explore anyways. So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight here and then go here. Well, it depends, because if we scout, right, when we get to one of these rooms that we scout, then it'll let us know what's going to be more convenient. But in this case, we're just going to go here and start. Oh man, this is not what I wanted to see already.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
So we'll clear that. Even though we have shovels, the fact that it's appearing now means that if it appears again later on, that means we won't have any more shovels. And if it appears again, or if I only had one shovel, then I would be SOL if it appeared again. So this box right here, this is a common, it appears in all the areas. This is not an area specific curio, so let's open it. Empty, whatever. So let's put up our light. Scouting? Nope. Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. All right. This one is, so the bookcase. This one, let me see here. Let me think here. Bookcase. I think that it's like, I think there's a chance you can get like a negative quirk from this, but you know what? There it is. Should have known. Or stress. There it is. And a trap. Because there's no scouting, traps are invisible.
Possessed by evil intent.
So, because, why does she have so much stress? She just got here. She's brand new. Whatever. So, when you don't scout, the traps are most of the time are not visible, so that's the other thing you have to worry about as well. So having as high scouting is actually pretty good. Now, when we go through the dungeons, sometimes you're just going through rooms, multiple rooms, where there'll be nothing. There'll be no battles. There'll be nothing for you to do. And that's fine. If you can complete a dungeon without having to get stressed or anything like that, that's fine. All right, so heal. Yeah, that first food check came pretty early this time. And let's move along here. Curio. Contain heirlooms. Nice. There we go. All right, nothing again. So instead of going to this room and then going back here, we're just gonna keep going along because it's only 90% of rooms. We don't have to do that one. Right, it'd be nice if we came across a torch. Oh my god.
Watch your
Again?
step.
That's insane. That is insane. She just got 63 stress and like nothing. All right, whatever. So let's go ahead and do Hound Rush. We're gonna start attacking the ones in the back. You see how their butts are like green? That means it can cause blight. So yeah, not a fun time. But because he can attack the back line, you can do that.
Another abomination cleansed
Nice.
from our lands.
Very nice. Let's heal ourselves because we've taken a massive amounts of damage. 2 traps in a row. Dodge, nice. And then we're gonna do this.
Another
Oh,
one
nice crit. All right, so let's see here if it causes blight. There it is.
weakened.
All right, so what they just did gave him stun. It debuffed him, so blight resist. Well, that's from the blight, and then it marked. So if there's a skill that they can use that does more damage to a mark character, he's gonna take much more damage. So let's try to get rid of him real quick.
Be gone, fiend.
And I'm not gonna be able to use him, but whatever. But we have
As the fiend falls,
this
a faint hope blossoms.
onyx, jade. These are just things you're gonna sell for money, so you don't have to worry about it. But these is not. This is nice. All right, let's keep it going. Torch, nice.
A fortune
We're just gonna use it.
waiting to be spent.
And as we move along, he's gonna take damage from that blight until it's gone. Can I go in? There we go. All right, nothing again. This is a really weird dungeon. I don't think I've ever seen this many empty rooms in a row. Another trap in the same person again.
Ambushed
Unbelievable.
by foul invention.
Unbelievable. Whatever. All right. Oh god. So it could have been food in here that I could use to heal her, but they found a map. That's awesome. Okay, so even though she took it because of her Plutomania, manic for money, she's thinking there's gonna be money in there. Instead though, she found a map, and this is something that can happen. You can find a map for the dungeon and it'll just clear everything where you can see every little thing that's gonna happen. So I guess whatever, it doesn't matter in this case. But if she had found money, she would have stolen it. All right. Man, that's a lot of damage. So we're gonna do Hound Rush him. We're gonna do Stunning Blow to stun so we can skip his turn. We're gonna do Pistol Shot back here. Man, he's still not dead. I was hoping I could kill him. Oh my god, thank god she dodged it. She's taking so much damage. So 10. Ooh, nice. All right, let's get rid of him. There we go.
The onslaught. Destroy.
Let's heal ourselves. Another crit. 2 crits in a row. Nice. I like it. All right, point blank shot. No, that's not point blank. That's pistol shot. Excuse me. So we have to start trimming them down because they do a lot of damage. Blind him. Nice dodge. All right, so Lord, they have high defense, so it makes sense. Heal. Oh my lord. Everything I'm healing, they're just damaging it back. All right, we're gonna get him. Nice, another crit.
Give them no quarter.
All right, so here we're gonna do another stunning, or should we just do this?
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
There we go.
As
All right.
victories mount, so too will resistance.
As you can see, some of the other items that we could use here have a question mark, but this one, since we're already using, we gotten results from using it with this heirloom chest. It lets us know we're gonna get more money.
Wealth beyond measure,
In this case,
awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
yes sir. In this case, we just got extra deeds, crests, and a torch. So we're gonna light up a torch.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted.
And see, right now there's a
purpose is
battle
made
coming
clear.
up. There's a battle coming up, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to ambush them. Yeah, we did. All right, good chance to heal. Let's do grape shot. These are low health, low HP individuals here.
Back to the pit.
I'm gonna do. Wow, that's a really crap attack, but it's stunned, so that's good. So that means they're really only gonna attack once. And of course, he attacks once, and I get a a disease from it. This is what I mean with RNG. Let's look at what disease he got. So vampiric spirits, 50% debuff resist. So if the enemy has something like bleed, or you know, something that can cause him to have less stats, he'll resist it 50% less now. Nice.
Executed with
Man.
impunity.
Another crit. A lot of crits. Another crit. That's insane. All these awesome things are probably just happening because I'm recording. Guarantee you, because I never get this many crits. I never get this many empty rooms. This is insane.
Their formation
But I
is
love
broken. Maintain the offensive.
All right, let's go. Let's keep it moving here. This one. What was this? What was this? I don't remember what this is. Small holy altar seems out of place. Altar of light. Let's try the holy thing again. Oh, plus 30% damage until camp. Great. I should have used it on the other ones. I forgot about what that does. The only one that doesn't do damage. Oh well. All right, another empty room. Okay, so we'll just go to this final battle. I could just go all the way back here to this final room and then we wouldn't have to do this, but that's a lot of backtracking. A lot of things can happen between here and here. We'll just go to the battle room and we'll deal with the consequences. So heirlooms, nice.
Could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Food check again. It's all right because we got food. And then we got one more torch, so that's fine. All right, so this guy, we got to get him. And of course we dodge. He dodges, I mean. All right. That's why we want to get that guy. Now he just debuffed everybody and he attacked everybody. So we're going to try to stun him because he does a lot of damage. And he can also hit everybody as well with his whip. So he resisted it. Oh well. Could be worse. Vestal, everybody has taken damage, so I'm just going to do a party heal. Ooh, and he created one. Perfect. Dodge that. Very good. Very good. Oh my lord. Stop dodging. There we go. And another party heal.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Gonna do his normal attack now instead. See, he attacked everybody, but everybody just dodged it, even though they have a -2 dodge. So that's pretty dope. All right, we're gonna do grape shot blast so we can hit both. Or no, let's start working him down because he has a lot of health. So we got a bleed on him now. And then party heal again. You got a bleed as well. Nice. He's gone.
Turning point.
All right, so let's go here. Man, he's resistant. And then I guess that.
Success.
And we're done.
Clearly in view.
Very good.
Or is
So
it merely a trick of the light?
man, that narrator's so great. Anyway, so let's return to the hamlet.
The shifted corridors and sloped walls.
And if you
of
just
our
hit next,
ancestry
it just
are
speeds
beginning to
everything
feel
up.
Familiar.
Oh man, I think it lagged a little there. Whatever. Well, we got those rewards and we got everything back. Let's see what Reynald gained here. So egomania, obsessed with self-worship, and natural swing, +5 accuracy. Nice. Thin-blooded, -10% blight resist. Could be worse. Could be way worse. So let's go back to town.
Our family name, once so well regarded, is now barely whispered aloud by decent folk.
All right, so week 3, tavern. Cumin engaged in the pleasures of flesh and recovered 81 stress. That's actually a lot. And then Pierpont is on a hot streak and refuses to leave the gambling hall yet. Appear upon gamble and recover 76 stress. That's actually a lot. They both healed an extremely a lot. Usually it's not as much. Blacksmith in guild is now unlocked. So let's get back here. So let's go to the guild first.
Make no mistake, we will face ever greater threats. Our soldiers must be ready.
Very good. So guild, what it does is, well, I'll just show you. You drag it here or here. And these are all their potential skills, right? And so with their skill, you can unlock the ones they haven't unlocked yet. And then you can actually level up the ones that they have unlocked and so forth. So in this case, for example, Vestal. Oh, she's still there. This is one of the things about this game is that it's supposed to be one thing, right? Where she just goes for 1 week, but now she refuses to leave, so she'll be there again, but has no more stress to recover, so it's just a waste. Nice. But anyway, so let's pull her then, and I can show you. So the other one I would use is Judgment. It's another healing, but no, excuse me, not Judgment. Dazzling Light is another stun possibility, and it increases your torch as well. So this helps you out a lot in the long run when you have a Vestal to both the enemies attacking less and you're using less of your torches. All right, very good. So Dismiss here, we're gonna get one of his awesome skills, and it's called Duelist Advance. So remap combat skills, heroes can only have 4 at a time, blah blah blah, whatever. Anyway, so Duelist Advance, melee, and you move forward once when you attack. So accuracy base 90, damage modifier is negative 20%, so you do 20% less damage. You have a crit modifier of plus 5%, and then you have self buff of Riposte and activates Riposte. So Riposte, what it is just whenever you get hit, you hit them immediately back, right? So what you'll see is happen is I will use this. He will move forward 1 position, damage the enemy, and whenever any enemy damages him, he immediately strikes right back. So as you'll see it, this is one of the best skills in the game, and you'll see why. So we're going to pair that up with Point Blank Shot. So a Point Blank Shot is kind of the almost opposite of this, where you hit them. You can only do it in the first position, right? But you can only hit, so you can only do it in the first position. You can only hit the first position on the enemy side of things. But the benefit is it moves you back 1. And then you'll see why that's a benefit. So let's go to Dismiss. Let's unclick this, and let's unclick Pistol Shot, and then we're gonna put Riposte, and we're gonna put Point Blank Shot, and we're gonna leave Open Vein as a backup, and then we'll see how that goes. All right, perfect. So Dismiss has that. Oops. And then of course things can be upgraded here. Reduces the cost of training, allows you to upgrade to rank 2. So, but you need to be level 2 in order to upgrade that.
The bellows blast once again. The forge stands ready to make weapons of war.
So Blacksmith, again, another facility, can upgrade their weapons and their armor all the way up. And weaponsmithing allows you to go into the higher ranks of weapon, armor. For armor, and furnace basically reduces the amount. So since we have some, we're gonna go ahead and do that and reduce it, because that's always good. Let's check our nomad wagon. Even though we don't have a lot of money, I always like to check, because if there's something really good, I always like to get it. Not this case, just normal common ones. Stagecoach. So we have another highwayman. Then we have an antiquarian. So this class, right? This particular class is used for a very specific thing. And later on in the game, when you need more money, when you need more curios and things, this is the class you're going to want. I won't really go too much into it right now because there's a lot that goes into it. But really, this is the class you're going to be using. And another Hound Master. I really do not want a Hound Master, and I need to heal her stress. See, this is the situation, right? She was supposed to be out from her treatment, but she's not. And now I need to heal my other Vestal in order to have a healer. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back over here. We're going to grab Human here, our Plague Doctor, and we're going to unlock one of his abilities to heal. It's right here. So it cures Blight and Bleed, self, and for anybody who you're using with, and it heals 1. But it's better than nothing, so we're going to unlock it. And then so we're going to not use this orienting. No, not. No. Dang. No. We're gonna get rid of this one because this one can only attack the first 2. And he's a supporting class, so we want him to be able to attack the last 2 as well, with his Plague Grenade and his Dorian. So we're gonna remove this and we're gonna add the healing. Perfect. Then we're gonna go back here and we're gonna get I didn't want to get the Hound Master, but it's fine. So instead of getting the Hound Master, we're just gonna go over here and unlock self healing. We're gonna remove this one and put self healing. So that's one less person that's gonna need to be healed if we take damage. And then we're gonna put her here to recover stress. So for the time being, let's have a look at our items here. So we got the Witch's Vial plus 15% chance to stun. So let's grab this item and put it for the Plague Doctor that we're using. And then 20 plus disease resist, but -20 dodge, -2 dodge. What am I saying? That's really more of a useless item. But so what you can do with that is you come over, pull up here. And if you hold shift, you can sell it, and it'll tell you up here the amount it'll sell for. So I'm just gonna sell it. Really sell disease charm for 750 gold. You can put yes, always, and no. So if you put always, that means that no matter what happens, if you shift sell, it's always gonna do it. I'm just gonna put yes, just in case might do any mistakes in the future. But okay, I think this is a good spot to wrap it up. We've done 2 dungeons. On the next episode, we're just going to go right into a medium dungeon. I would prefer to have my favorite class, the Jester, by now, and a Vestal. But beggars can't be choosers in this game especially. And, this is all about RNG. This is about being prepared and about enduring the darkness. So with that being said, I will see you guys next time, and thank you for joining me today. You have a good day. Bye now.